Thank you very much.
Good morning, ambassadors. Thank you so much for coming. We find that extremely important, not just for the sake of the future of the coexistence between Israelis and Palestinians, but also for the legitimacy of UNESCO. We're speaking about a reality where your organization, the organizations that your countries are part of, is being delegitimized and being basically kidnapped by political aspects of Palestinian rewriting history. We saw that in Jerusalem, and now we see that in חברון. How many of you have visited the Cave of Patriarchs? Very good. How long it was? When was it?
2 years ago.
Okay, very nice. So you can get to see this this beautiful site, historic site, represents 4,000 years of Jewish connection to this place. And in the Jewish heritage, חברון is being considered the sister city of Jerusalem. And when we speak about the beginning of the Jewish kingdom, we speak about חברון, because David the king that built Jerusalem as the Jewish capital started his kingdom here in Hebron. And for us, we did so many efforts in order to have freedom of worship to all religions, to all faiths, something that Jews couldn't do for 700 years. For 700 years, Jews were forbidden to pray at the Cave of Patriarchs, where the mothers and the fathers, the founding fathers and mothers of the Jewish nation are buried. Now, no one denies that. It's written both in the Bible and in the Quran. So according to Islamic and to Jewish resources, we know that this is where the Jewish founding fathers and mothers are buried. So no one is doubting this fact, besides the Palestinians. The Palestinians have decided to politicize the process at UNESCO. They're using the emergency procedure in order to use, I would say, to abuse your force in this organization. And instead of speaking of what is happening as a fact on the ground, they're only trying to rewrite history. And I think this is your duty to say the truth. And the truth is that when you see the facts on the ground and when you see the reality, you can see a constant dialogue between Israelis and Palestinians. We just went through the Ramadan. The month of Ramadan was 100% quiet in חברון. We were, for the first time, Muslims were allowed to celebrate Sudat Iftar.
Do
you know what's the Iftar dinner? Okay, so they were allowed to do it in the cave. We didn't get to have any complaints from Palestinians about this issue. So we're speaking about big gap between what is happening as a fact on the ground and the delegation that is trying to politicize UNESCO. Now, I would say the whole UN today is being questioned whether it's doing its duty or it's becoming a political tool in promoting propaganda. And I don't think you want to be part of this, I would say, theater of absurd, because we saw what happened when it was the old city issue. When you're denying the fact that Jerusalem is the capital of the Jewish nation and Israel, you're basically making your organization, making UNESCO, something that is totally irrelevant to heritage, to history, to education, all the good things that UNESCO stands for. And because I think this is not just about the Middle East, but it's also about the future of UNESCO, I think this is your duty, first of all, to be aware of facts on the ground. Second of all, to look at the pictures. I saw the pictures that the Palestinians are basing their claims on. Everyone knows that there is fake news. Well, definitely if we can say something, nothing there is authentic. We can show you how much none of it is actually dealing with the Cave of Patriarchs. They're taking photos in other sides of Hebron, and they're claiming that this is the Cave of Patriarchs. You're intelligent enough to realize that they're using you as tools in order to promote their propaganda. Since those decisions are eventually not promoting anything good in order to have better lives in חברון and to have better coexistence in this important site, I think that this is your duty not to give the Palestinians the ability to use UNESCO in emergency procedures in order to promote fake history. And you know history. Everyone knows that the Jews have 4,000 years of connection there, and the first time it was stopped, it was because of a jihadist program, jihadist attack on the Jews in 1929. The horrible slavery in Hebron that made Jews to get out of the old city of Hebron. So we don't want to give them the ability to glorify this terrorist event and to claim that this is a place where Jews and Christians can pray and can worship. I think that this is your duty to be aware of the fact UNESCO is being used. We don't want it to be used when it comes to the decisions about Jerusalem, and we don't want it to be used about the sister city of Jerusalem, Hebron. So please, I'm asking you, vote against this horrible and anti-historic resolution. This map shows the way the international agreements that Israel was signing on in the 90s were giving this side of Arabic Hebron, and this is the Jewish side of Hebron. And of course, this side, this very important and holy site of Cave of Patriarchs, is under Israeli sovereignty. This is part of what the Palestinians agreed on. And now they're trying, and of course the international community that was signed on this. And now what they're trying to do is things that they generally agreed on, because no one believes that someone denies the connection, the Jewish deep connection to this important site. And the important thing has to be said, again, only under Jewish sovereignty, only under Israeli sovereignty, those places are open to all religions and all faiths. People can practice their prayers here on a daily basis. And we're speaking about open place for worship that is open to Jews, to Muslims, to Christians, and I think this is the beauty of this, I would say, this ability to use this holy site. And when they're trying to disconnect 4,000 years of history and basically erase it by using UNESCO in order to get international approval for the fact Jews don't have connection to the old city, it makes UNESCO a farce. And we don't want this important organization to be used in the political tools. This is why, again, they're not giving maps, they're not speaking about specific problems. They're just claiming general. They don't give any people on the ground that actually have a problem with what is happening. And I would say that this is your duty to learn the facts, to see the reality on the ground. I mean, if you would like, I'll be more than happy to show you the reality on the ground and to come to see it in a tour. I think that it's a good idea for you to go and walk there and to see. Everyone can go and practice their faith in this place, because what Alon was describing in, I think, very correct way, there is a current dialogue and cooperation, and this is after really a strong tension that was there because of terror attacks of Arabs and Jews. So I think that this is part of the fact they're trying to fight our history, and I don't think that this is the right way to have their own rights in order to reach their goals by denying our rights.